We'll call this one. We'll call this episode. What's the game that you like hit the
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. That's good.
Whack-a-Peter.
No, I don't think so.
Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Kenya.
Welcome to the This and That Chat. Should it be the this and that
What?
chatter?
I wonder. Oh, good one. Today it would be. Brr.
Brr. Here in sunny South Florida.
I feel that people don't get to see us in sweaters a lot.
Never do they see us in sweaters.
I'm trying to think if
But
there's been
this morning, Florida woke up drunk.
Florida woke up.
Drunk.
I heard chunk.
Drunk.
Why drunk?
Sorry.
That doesn't make any sense.
Florida weather woke up drunk.
I don't know what that means.
They're out of their sorts.
They're out of sorts. Okay. I mean, it's Florida, right? You get a little bit of everything.
Bro, it's 35 degrees.
I know I want to say it's unheard of, but it's not.
It's not unheard of, but it's
not.
unheard of.
But it's unheard of. I mean, we're just not prepared for it.
No.
When they start saying, mind your pipes and your pool and all that stuff, you get a little worried. I just wonder, how did all the nurseries fare? Because again, we're not built for this kind of cold.
Yeah.
Do they have...
And they still have one more night.
Right. Do they have
the
material to prepare for them not losing their crops?
Where I park my truck, he was
concerned.
Yeah, he actually, not for last night, although I think he should have done something last night, but
oh, sorry.
For tonight going into tomorrow, he is actually staying up to be able to run the pumps intermittently for a couple minutes and then shut off the pumps
But you know that if you turn your faucet on just enough for there to be a drip, that keeps your pipes running?
Yes, but you're talking about a pump. This is pulling from the ground.
Oh, for the well.
Yeah. So
that sucks.
So he has to turn it on and then turn it off, because the thing is that if anything gets stopped up on the inside of that, it could cause a lot of damages.
Yeah.
And those are like $60,000 and $70,000 pumps. There's not these little baby pumps.
So my parents in their property in South Carolina, their well pump called it quits, right? I'm going to say like the version that I remember of the story. Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there. But they had hired somebody to come because they would have water and then all of a sudden the water would leave.
Right.
Okay. And that's not a problem that's common for them, right? So obviously something was going on. Somebody came, charged them a lot of money to get in there, and then the problem continued to happen. So my dad said, no more. I'm getting in there myself, right? That's one good thing about my dad, is that he's handy. If he has the right equipment, he's able to do what a hired plumber, electrician, or anybody else would be able to do. The problem is a lot of times he's working with what he has, and so it's kind of like a Frankenstein of sorts.
Make it up as you go.
Right? But he's very handy, and so he and Rudy said, we're going down. We're going to fix this. But I didn't realize that the pump is like 75 feet underground. And
they got to get the water.
Well, yeah, now, here, that makes sense.
Like our pump that we have here on our property. Uh-huh. I think the well, the depth of the well, I think is 12 feet.
Okay, so it's very superficial.
Yeah.
So they had to...
And I have communities that I have pumps at, that their pumps are like at 6 feet, 7 feet. Well, and the water's right there.
But I was going to say, is it because the water's right there, or is it because you can't dig here?
Well, no, that's where the basin is. So okay, so it really depends on where you are. If you're closer to water, so that the one that's only at 6 foot, they have a lake that's right next to it. So
Okay.
obviously the water's going to be up closer. But usually when you have a lake, you just run the pipe directly into the lake and you just suck the water right out of the lake.
Okay.
But what probably broke with your parents' pump is the check valve. So it's just like, think of it like a vein, right? So you know that there's a little valve that doesn't allow the blood to flow back, but it does allow it to go this way. So that's exactly what it is. So if that's broken and it doesn't hold the pressure on the top side of it, when it's time to pull from that water, there's nothing there to pull.
I just like thinking about it like a straw with a hole.
It doesn't work that way.
Really? Because I was going to say you suck and suck and suck and you barely can get anything up.
Okay. I guess maybe a little bit, but
that's just how I had always thought about
like
it.
The vein.
Yeah, I like that.
The flap.
I like that. But I don't know if that's what was broken with it. You might be correct. I just know that they dug that far down and then had to, which is insane how they dug that far down. And then they had to pull this pump up very carefully because if they dropped it as they were pulling it, kaput.
They were pulling the pump?
They were raising the pump.
So it's a sump pump.
See, now you're going to start asking questions I don't know.
It's a submersible pump.
Well, yeah, so it's 75 feet down there.
Yes. So there isn't a pipe that is...
Mind you, this whole episode's going to come out and they're going to be like, there is a pipe. It's not submersible.
No, I'm saying it has to be.
I'm saying it all wrong.
If they were pulling up the pump, it means that the pump is actually like in a fish tank. It's a pump that goes into the water. And then it pumps out the water from there. So there's something. I guess it really doesn't matter.
My idea of it, I think you're trying to figure it out in your mind what was going on. But my idea when I had first heard about this, I thought this was a manhole that they were going down into the well to retrieve the pump. And I was so afraid for my dad because I'm thinking, what ladder goes 75 feet? Like, how are you getting down there? And how are you getting back up? And what if the whole thing caves in on you? I was super worried, right? And so when he explained it to me, he's like, no, we're just pulling the pump out, fixing what's wrong with it, and then putting it back in. And I was like,
so they didn't go down 75 feet.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. See, I don't know why I'm saying this story, but either way, why are we talking about a well?
Because you're the one who's talking about it.
But why were we talking about it? You brought up wells.
Because of the nursery. You said something about the nursery, and I said something about the pumps.
Yeah.
That he was going to be there overnight to turn them on. And then you went into the story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But about fixing them? Was there something about fixing?
No, you just wanted to tell the story.
No, there was a reason. Now I'm going to have to hear this episode. And I hate when that happens. Can I say that? I hate when it happens. When I hear it back.
Welcome to my world.
Wait, it happens to you?
All the time. It happened to me last week.
Oh, yeah. What was it that you were saying?
I have no idea.
Oh, no.
Because I listened to it.
And that's the worst.
I listened to it. And I hear, so the story was relevant to what we were talking about. But the point that I was trying to get to, I have no clue.
Dang it. And I know there was a point.
I'm sure there was.
I know there was a point.
I'm sure there was.
But anyway.
But that's the way that you like to road run me. So.
I'm sorry. But it's because it's very important. I get animated. You know, I was actually reading about this.
You have no restriction.
So I was reading about how it was something that was being said to people like you who are the recipients of being run over. Okay. And it was saying that when people like me interrupt you and they jump in and then they are saying their own story, it isn't because they're not paying attention or not interested in what you're saying. It's because whatever you've said, they have become animated by it and they want to share in whatever happened to you by sharing their own experience, and it just comes out like that.
And in my case, I'm so bad about remembering anything that once you get into your story and we start talking about your story, I'm done with mine. And then I try to go back to it. I'll try and attach myself to something to say, okay, I'm going to come back to it, and this is what's going to bring me back. And then when it's time to come back, I remember the thing that I needed to remember to be able to come back, but then I have no idea why I was there.
So here's what I will tell you. This is just proof that people cannot multitask.
We've had this
Hold
conversation.
on. No. And Mythbusters proved it as well. Okay. Here's the thing.
Mythbusters is not a sale.
What?
They do not have the final word and stuff.
Why not? They're scientists.
They can be anything they want to be.
Bro, but they proved it to you.
No.
I disagree. I believe in Mythbusters.
I believe in 95% of the stuff that they...
Yeah, anything that's not convenient for you, you don't believe in. I got it.
Exactly.
So for me, there's times, especially in the setting I'm in, right? If it's with people I don't know, maybe you've introduced me to a couple people, which you're terrible at, by the way. I don't know if we've ever said that.
Thanks.
It's the worst. I'm standing next to you and you're like, hey, and I'm just like standing there, you know.
Leah's going to love this episode.
Why?
Because you were just bashing on me.
No, that's just one time.
No.
That's just one time.
Keep going.
We'll call this episode, what's the game that you like hit the...
Whack-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole! That's good.
Whack-a-Peter?
No, I don't think so.
No, that doesn't work.
No, I don't think so. Moving on. But I'm just standing there, and then you're like, "Oh, okay, bye now." By the way, they don't even look at me. I'm just standing there, right?
That's the beginning of the episode.
This is terrible. But I always tell you afterwards, I'm like, "And who was that?" And you're like, "Oh."
But you know what the problem is? Okay, yesterday we went to the Skechers store, the new Skechers store that they opened up here in Homestead. And I walk in and the manager just greets me, and I like the look on my face must have told him
something. It told him something. Or you were suspicious.
Right?
One of the two.
And I was like,
yeah, that's exactly how you were looking at him.
I was like, I think I know you. I don't know where from. And then all of a sudden he's like, Zamora? Yeah? Oh, I'm from... And he remembered everything and told me where from. The rest of the time that we were in the store, I was trying to remember his name. I still don't know his name. And then at the end, he's like, "You still got my number?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got your number." And I started looking for his number. I made a purge on my phone, remember? So I don't have his number. I don't remember his name. Nothing.
But he was offering it to you.
I know.
And why didn't you say, purged my phone?
Because he went off on a tangent talking about stuff that we did not want to be hearing about in his
personal life.
Mm-hmm. So I just forgot to even ask him for it. So yeah.
Bro.
Whatever, bro. It is what it is.
Listen.
We can go back in if we need something from him so bad.
Yeah, which he did hook us up.
He gave us, he was like...
He said, "Let me check you out so I can hook you up with my..."
I think in one of our episodes, we talked about like the hookup.
And we don't believe in that.
We don't. This was a hookup.
I thought he was going to give us a sticker.
I thought he was.
My expectations now are like super low.
You know what I thought the hookup was? The Skechers bag.
Oh.
And then, okay. Without getting, he's not gonna get in trouble. Whatever. We got 3 pairs of shoes.
I mean, his manager was right there.
No, that was one of his managers. He's the store manager.
But I'm saying they were there. Yeah, they saw.
So we got 3 pairs of shoes that one pair was a $90 pair. The other one was like a $70-something pair. More? How much was your pair?
120.
Yours was 120.
I know it's absurd. It's absurd.
Your pair was one because mine was 90, but I need like skis for my feet. So
that's not why they cost so much.
Okay, so mine were 90, and then there was a clearance pair that I found that marked on it was $45. And he's like, go ahead, I'll give you a discount. So I thought maybe I would get a discount on the clearance.
That what we paid was what one pair of shoes cost.
I know, it was $118 for all 3 pairs.
And those, by the way, have been in my cart for a while.
Yeah.
For a while. And the only reason I didn't get them was not because of the price. It's because of the material. It's very lacy, meshy type of white. And I'm worried about how to clean them, but I'll figure it out. You said we were going to figure it out. So I just want to go back to what I said before, where I started about the whole introduction of people, right? Is that depending on the setting I'm in, I'm not just going to jump into the conversation and interject myself the way that I do with you, right? Because here it's just like a back and forth. It's natural. It's fine, right? But then I have to hold it in my head. What is it that what am I contributing to the conversation? And now I can no longer pay attention to anything else that's going on. Because if I do pay attention to the conversation.
Why didn't you ask him for his name?
Because you never introduced me.
Oh, yeah.
So that was just me. Okay. Like, you know.
So why don't you just be like, hi, I'm Cat Meow. What's your name?
Bro, because I feel like that was your job.
Hey,
bro, when you tell me I forgot their name, I help you. I help you. You didn't.
And I don't help you.
No, what I'm saying is I didn't know you didn't. I honestly thought when you opened your phone, the first thing that came to my mind when you opened your phone was you did a purge. I'd be surprised if you still have his number. I thought about that. Okay.
Well, I had opened up my phone to put in his number.
Okay, but then you were like, yeah, I have it. And I was like, well, he saved it. You know, whatever. And then, like you said, there was a whole other conversation that happened. You never went back to him to say, no, I don't have your number. Or is it still this one? Because remember, he even said, wait, did I change it? And all stuff. Yeah. So I was waiting for that whole thing to conclude, but then we sort of went off and then things happened. And since you never touched back on that, I thought, you got it, whatever, right? I didn't know you didn't have his name.
Is it Anthony?
And here's the worst part.
No, it's not Anthony.
He had a name tag.
No, he didn't.
And I didn't even read it.
He had a name. I didn't see a name tag.
I didn't even read it.
Are you sure about that?
You sure about those 5 minutes?
I don't think he had anything.
I'm sure he had a name tag. Also, it's on the receipt. Oh, no, it would be the other guy. Yeah. Well, he did sign in for one.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, anyway, next time I will ask him his name. But my point is, I have to hold what I'm going to say. And so people keep chatting, but all I'm doing is repeating, I'm going to talk about the water pump, and all that stuff. And then when it's my turn, now I say it. Usually now we're no longer talking about that anymore. It's no longer relevant to the conversation, but I've now shared what I wanted to share at the worst time because everybody's like, oh, you're still talking about the water pump? And it was like, yeah, that was what I was contributing. And I didn't hear anything anybody else said. Don't ask me any questions.
Just in curiosity.
Because I can't do both things at once.
In curiosity, for the ones that are listening, do you have any idea where we are going or where we have been in the first 20 minutes of
Surprisingly,
this?
yes. Not where we're going. I do know where we've been. I feel like I've been very...
You know where we're at?
Where we've been.
Well, I know where we've been. I know the subjects
I don't know where we're going.
I have no idea how we got through all that.
Well, it's just a little bit... It feels like a little smorgasbord. You know? I brought up that word to Mike this week. Mm-hmm. We were talking...
Did he go directly to the movie?
Immediately, we started singing the song.
Yep.
And then he was like, wait, what other words did he say? Obviously, if people don't know, this is from Charlotte's Web. Okay, the movie, the original. And we concluded that he made up the other words. He was just shortening smorgasbord.
I don't think so.
Orgasport, yeah, like it was
Oh,
not.
the secondary words
Yes,
was part of them.
they were all just rhyming, made up shortened versions of smorgasbord.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, we're not going to listen to it right now.
I wish we could.
I don't know if we would be allowed to.
I don't know.
Should we attempt and see what happens?
Well, but then there's a whole looking up thing, that happens. Anyway, you can just look up the words.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Yes, Charlotte's.
A day. Wait. Affair is a veritable smorgasbord, orgasbord, something board.
All right, here we go. A veritable smorgasbord. It's sung by Paul Lind as Templeton.
But you got to read the words.
I'm trying to find the words. All right, let's see. It says, a fair is a veritable smorgasbord, orgasborg.
Oh, it's just orgasborg.
Yes. So
okay.
it's just like
it's like an
repeat,
echo.
Like an echo.
Yeah.
And it says, after the crowds have ceased,
Each night when the lights go out, it can be found on the ground all around.
Go, keep going. I want to see if you got it.
Oh, what a rat-made feast.
Rattly feast.
Okay.
Okay, go.
No, that's it.
Okay. Melon rinds and bits of hot dogs, cookie crumbs and rotten cotton candy, melted ice cream, mustard drippings, tin cans with particles of tuna fish.
He makes
and greasy paper bags stuffed with rotten eggs.
He makes a we don't have to keep going now.
There's like one more line. Soggy sandwiches and gobs of gorgeous slop.
He makes a what's it called? Like a skewer.
It's so short.
Yeah, because he runs around a lot picking up.
Well, I find melon rinds and bits of hot dogs, cookie crumbs and rotten cotton candy, melted ice cream, mustard dribblings, moldy goodies everywhere. Yes. Lots of popcorn, apple cores, banana peels, and
Oh, look, it keeps going.
sandwiches and gobs of gorgeous cookie gobble at the fair. Yes. I like
But anyway, we went to that,
funny.
and another. There you go, smorgasbord. That's what it is. Today, that's what we've been serving.
Yes.
It's a little smorgasbord, orgasborg of stuff.
The cold may be messing with us too.
Well, let me tell you let me tell you what it's like being a woman in cold.
Can we talk about
Can we talk about what?
the benefits?
Oh
For
yeah,
me?
sure. Yeah, you can put that in there.
Okay.
It's so fun. Oh my gosh. See, there's too many interjections happening
That's okay.
today. So, Leah and I. Well, no, I don't want to say that part is not up for public
Okay.
consumption yet. But Leah and I were talking about how because we just put out what we record, right? She says that sometimes she feels nervous for us. I was telling her I feel nervous sometimes when you say something, right?
Okay.
When you're like, I'm going to say something that's controversial. And I'm like, I'm trying not to react, right? I think that if you were to zoom in on my eyes in that moment, they went a little wider. They went a little wider because I'm like, oh my God, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
Do you feel like we share I think we do a pretty good job of sharing all of our thoughts. Sometimes we just lighten them up a little bit.
I don't think that that's what I'm saying. I don't think that I'm saying that. It's because I don't know what you're thinking in that moment.
Okay.
If we're talking about, that man that we saw yesterday, I know the different things I thought. This is just an example, right? I know the different things I thought about him. Maybe he bent over and his crack was showing, right? Maybe he was, I don't know, just disproportioned. Who knows what it is? What are you going to say about him? Are you going to focus on something that's like, I don't know if you should say that, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's where I get nervous of like, where are you going with this? What are you going to say about that, right? And she told me that sometimes she gets nervous where we start going down stuff, especially, I think. She didn't say this, but I'm going to
Me?
say, huh?
Especially me? Oh.
No, especially, I think, when it concerns someone in the family. When you're
Oh.
sort of leading
Let me tell you,
to.
I'm going to say this out here for all the world to hear. It's hard for me to use the code words.
And that's what I'm saying. If you were to tell me, hey, I think we're pretty good about using the code words, yeah, 100%. But sometimes when you say something like, I'm going to say something that's controversial, I'm like, oh God, what? And I think
That
my
was a
smile.
deja vu moment.
Yeah, why?
That was the Matrix resetting itself.
I feel like there's times where if people were to notice, my smile freezes in place, my eyes go a little wider, and I'm like, oh my God, are we okay here?
But
What
see,
are you
that's
going
what
to say?
I like that about our podcast. Just the fact that we, like, I've gotten down to the editing for the podcast. What takes me the longest is finding the little clip for the beginning right before the sign comes up.
And really, that's the editing. Do you imagine you had to actually edit? Mm-hmm. Because, for example, Leah was telling me, if you did edit the videos, right, you could just go wherever. You could just say wherever. You slip and you curse, it's fine. You talked about something that was like, oops, we weren't supposed to say anything about that. You just take it out and all stuff. But that requires a lot,
Yeah,
right? That is a
requires
very
time.
polished.
I would have to say if we went to editing videos, we would go to probably an episode every couple weeks.
Well, just because of time.
Because of time, yeah.
Because of the time that you have to be able to give it to it. And even then, I feel like
it's still
that's
tough.
too much. Because just in case people, because I feel like technically you do have to edit certain things in terms of you've got to pick the clip, you've got to put it in the beginning, you've got to put the song, you got to end it and whatever, right? Because we put this to record before we actually start recording. Mm-hmm. And we sometimes leave a recording.
Right, it's just
cropping or
to
whatever,
crop it
right?
Into the space, and then pull out the video that we're gonna do, put us in the split screen,
find the picture.
Yeah, because
here's my picture.
The split screen doesn't work.
Mark the time.
What is it? 27, 28.
Oh man. Split screen.
Split screen, so I have to put us into the split screen. I have to crop the video because with the video's wide.
Oh yeah,
so
because of the two
sides or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So there's work you have to do. However, the work that you do is on Wednesday when you get home from work, and it is posted on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So anybody who edits videos would say, "Bro, what you're editing is nothing."
But we record.
Is nothing.
Okay, so we record on Sundays, right? I'm not going to do editing on Sunday. I'm not going to download. I'm not going to do any of that kind of stuff. And then on Monday and Tuesday, I'll try. And one of those days, I'll just come in. I'll move the content over to the editing computer. That way, when I come home on Wednesday, I can just sit and just compile it, attach because we record on 2 different cameras. We have the audio going into a laptop. Then those 3 files have to be synced all together. Like there's stuff that has to happen, but I've gotten now to the point where we're able to do it, pretty right. a lot, much easier. What I wish we could do was do the video to where when I'm talking, it puts me full screen. When you're talking, it puts you full screen. And
Just
it
so
goes back
you
and forth.
know, I
That-
thought
that-
that's how it was.
Bro, you've seen our videos.
Honey, I know, but I don't watch the whole thing. It's because you've shown me something, and I thought that's how it is.
That's crazy.
I thought it was that's how I imagined it. So, but
And I'm
but
sure
then
there's
if
an-
I'm talking and talking and talking, you're saying that then you have us both on the screen and you're just staring at me?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
But then you get my facial expressions at the absurdities that you say, and then I get your facial expressions at the absurdities.
I saw that start going downhill.
down. I
There was
saw it.
several words.
I felt my tongue getting heavy, and I was like, oh shit, I'm done.
Oh no. You are done, mister. You are done.
I was like, oh, snapping smorgasbord.
So let's speak about something so funny. My sister, well, I'm sorry, I keep saying that. In my mind, I know who I'm talking about. That's why I say that. But you know that a long time ago, someone said, oh, I thought you only had one sister, right? Because I made a comment about something, I guess, different about another sister. And they were like, oh, I thought you only had one sister. And I was like, no, I have 6 sisters. And they're like, wait, what? But every time you say my sister. And in my mind, it's like, yeah. Well, because I understand in my mind, but to them, it was, I should have said one of my sisters.
They don't know your sisters, so it doesn't matter.
Right? That's what I thought. Later, I'll tell you who that was,
Okay.
if you can't already guess.
Cool.
No.
Just do the thing.
No. Even if I threw out gang signs to you right now, you still wouldn't know.
Try.
Okay. Hold on. It's backwards. I can't do it. I can't do it. Wait, I can't straighten out. Hold on. Like that. Okay. All right.
Like that?
These are just initials. Okay. Do you see it like this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then a. People are like, I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see. No more.
Draw it.
No, I don't know if they can see me. I'm going to draw it on my leg.
Okay, go. Okay. What?
Still nothing.
Is that initials?
Yes. Yes, it's initials. Yeah? Yeah.
Who's that?
I cannot.
But who's
I
that?
No. I
Okay,
cannot
hold on.
with you.
Spell the first name.
No.
Just
no,
spell the first name.
people can't see what's
Doesn't matter.
happening.
This is fun. Go.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
What does that spell? Bro, where's your Excedrin?
Oh,
Oh my.
got it.
Jeez.
Got
Jeez.
it. I got it. Took me a minute.
And for no reason either. It's no one who listens to us.
Got it.
Anyway.
So then it doesn't matter.
It matters.
Okay, go.
Listen, so I was talking to her, and I do try to edit myself when I'm speaking to her. And all of a sudden, I felt it coming. And I was like, oh, wait, am I on speaker? And she's like, honey, I can't have you on speaker. I started laughing so much. She's like, you slip up too many times and the kids are always around.
Well,
okay.
she's scolded me a couple times already.
Oh, did she? Who do you think I'm talking about? No, you can say it out loud.
Leah?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be Mel.
No, Lee has scolded me.
Really?
She's like, Peter, you're on speaker.
Wow. She's supposed to tell you. She's very good about saying you're on speaker.
Well, the thing is that sometimes when you are in a conversation with her and you've got...
Oh, if we're FaceTiming,
Yeah.
it can't be in your ear.
I think it has happened.
It
on
has
FaceTime.
happened during that time.
Yeah, but there's so much energy in that house.
But the thing
There's
is,
a lot of energy.
they hear everything. They could be
I know.
playing. And then that's the thing. They
It's
hear
like,
things.
did you say?
Did you? I forgot what it is that I was telling the twins, and she was like, "Oh, don't be putting ideas into their head." Sometimes I say things like, "Oh, you know what you should do? You should try this," right? Only because I want to see at what point are their parents going to jump in and stop me, right? Because it's just mischievous stuff, right? Fun stuff. It's not going to hurt anybody, right? I remember, for example, I told the girls last summer.
Why would you do that to them?
Because it's fun. I don't have to deal with it.
I guess
They have to deal with it. Okay.
that's
but
like
the thing
that's
is,
like the version of you spoil them and send them home.
well, yeah, kind of, I guess, right? But I told the girls that they could take a lollipop and rub it on their lips. Oh no, a popsicle. Rub it on their lips and you'd get instant lipstick, right? As long as you do red, you could see it. But if you did anything else, you'd paint your lips that color. Bro, the entire time I was at my mom's house, they were like doing it and doing it. And they're like, why did you teach them to do that? And then I told them, you can take the Play-Doh and shape it around your fingernails. And it's like you painted your nails. So then they were walking around with the Play-Doh. That's hilarious.
Oh my
But then
goodness.
they're
all the Play-Doh
exactly.
everywhere.
But, it's
Poor
funny.
Mel. Not Lee so much.
No, she probably
Mel.
told Brie you're not allowed to.
Yeah. Actually, there's a video of Brie painting her nails. So she probably said, "Okay, enough with the."
But that was a whole year later.
Enough with the Play-Doh. Here, let's teach you how to do your nails.
Bro, speaking of which, I'm thinking about I feel that I did a lot of, I don't know, like, what do you consider childhood mischief? Is it stuff that affects other people or just you?
I don't know.
Because can it be labeled mischief if you don't get caught?
So I know for a fact. So here's the thing. I never wanted to be caught and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Same.
I kind of like.
We're the oldest, in case
Yeah.
people don't know this, right?
I always kind of learned to stay out of the way. So I don't know that I did a lot of mischievous stuff when I was little. Mm-hmm. I started to do more mischievous stuff when I was older. Like 15, 16 years old.
Like what? Racing down the highway?
Like going to Winn-Dixie in the middle of the night and stealing the pallet of the free newspaper that they would leave out in the front. And then going to people's houses and blocking their front doors with the newspaper. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. That's hard to imagine. I know you've told me the story before. It's hard to imagine you and even with you telling me what it is, it's such like
the newspapers were wrapped in bundles because they would put the pallet there and then the businesses would come around and they would pick up and then they'd go put it in the front of their stores.
It's like vanilla mischief.
Why?
Because it's almost like you were trying to be bad, but you were too good to be bad.
It's clean fun.
It's clean fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like
we would go.
I don't know if that's mischief.
We would go to the hotels and throw all the furniture into the pool.
That's vandalism. That is not clean fun.
They just pulled the furniture out,
bro. That's not the same.
There was a guy in one of them in one of the.
You were, just so people know, you were a something Torian in your school, whatever. I don't know how the things. You were a straight A student, bro. Never a straight A student.
Never a straight A student. No. I've never ever seen a straight A report card. I never ever once.
How did you end up with scholarships?
Because I'm not stupid, bro. I knew how to manipulate the system. You take AP classes, which give you extra points. You take...
You're smart then.
No, what you do is you work the system. So I had a 3.9 GPA, but...
Jeez, excuse me, from a 4. Okay, 3.9.
But I never had a straight A report card. I
Where
would
you
get
had like 5 A's and 1 B.
no. I had a lot of B's. It was like a half and half. I never got C's and D's. My
Okay.
ninth grade year, I did fail a class.
Yeah, that's when you were throwing pool furniture into the
no
pool.
No, it wasn't when I was throwing pool furniture into the pool. It was when I had a very, very strong opinion about a certain teacher, and she had a strong opinion about me. And it got to
So
the
she
point.
failed you.
Yeah, she failed me, and then I called her out.
Wait,
on
did you
it.
fail ninth grade?
No, I failed one semester,
Oh, what does that even mean?
or 1 9. I failed the first 9 weeks.
What does that even mean? Do you repeat it?
No, because I had enough time to make it up.
So what does it matter?
So the second 9 weeks, I got an A in that same class after I had my conversation with her. Like I told her that I got an F because she failed as a teacher. And I let her have it. And I think she felt bad. And then I got moved into another one of her classes. Same class, but a different time slot. And she made it a point to help me in that class.
I'm
And then,
curious of what was the subject.
geometry.
Really?
Yeah,
And
it
you're
was-
so good at
It was
math.
advanced. It was advanced geometry and trigonometry. So it was like a half the year was geometry, half the year was trigonometry. And then, so my problem with her was that she would get distracted by people in the class, and when you asked questions, she wouldn't answer them. She's like, figure it out. So when she started doing that, I was like, if that's the way she's going to be, then I'm just going to be a problem in the class too. So I just joined the others that were giving her problems. 90% of the class failed. And then when I came home with that F, I got yelled at, and then I went and I had a conversation with her. I had a conversation with the principal of the school, and I was like, the only reason I got an F is because she's failing to teach. So they had like a teacher conference or whatever, and I told her, I'm like, I failed because you suck as a teacher. I'm like, there's no other teacher to take this class, and I have to take it because it's part of my prerequisites. So what are we going to do? So after that, I got an A in my second 9 weeks, which averaged out to a C in the class because I got an A and an F. Mm-hmm. And then I passed the trigonometry with 2 A's. So I did good in that class. But math has always been my subject. My problem was that the way she was teaching it just didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. And you lost
either way.
interest.
And I lost
But
interest.
so it's interesting. You said you never like to get caught or anything. You did mischief later and all that stuff, which I don't know. Did you get caught on all those things or not? So I feel that there was like the me that people saw as a kid, which was, very responsible and composed and, the company man, right? And then there was the me that nobody saw, which is the same me that I talked about last week with loss prevention, right? Mm-hmm. Who just felt it a challenge to be able to do things that I knew I shouldn't do, but then get away with them.
Right.
Right? That was always very exhilarating for me, right? And so I feel like that is mischief that I did, but it was never anything that was going to affect anyone else. It was just me, right? There is one thing that I feel slightly responsible for that I don't think I've ever told anybody before, but I used to either you take a candy or you take a popsicle, something that's got paper or a wrapper, right? And the way that I would get rid of the evidence, so it would never be found in the garbage or anything like that, was that I'd flush it down the toilet. And then one day, all of a sudden, our sewer, what's it called? Our septic tank starts overflowing in the yard. Okay, I will I will always remember that there were bubbles in the grass. Okay. And then they had to have somebody come and dig. And there was a huge hole that they dug. I don't even know what they did. I don't know if they made it bigger. I don't know. Or you told me they empty it.
They empty it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they dig the hole so they can find
All
the
I
opening.
remember is that it smelled terrible. God knows what it cost my dad. God knows. And I always felt it was because of me. I must have caused
Well,
that.
it was also an old house.
I mean, yeah, I could kind of.
That's a natural thing for it to happen.
I'm sure I stuffed up the pipes
I'm sure
or
you did.
something.
I'm sure you accelerated.
You know, and so that was always like, oh man, like something I thought was harmless actually ended up being something that was a bigger deal than I meant it to be. But yeah, like there was. This is not for the children to hear, so I'm gonna give the parents a chance to grab headphones, to lower the volume. Or you definitely don't want the children listening to this part. But another thing that I would do was that I would take my mom's Jewish wine, the grape wine.
The Manischewitz.
There you go, that she would keep in the fridge. And I would serve myself blatantly in a cup, a glass cup out there. But I would make sure everybody saw me pouring in cranberry juice.
What an alcoholic.
So people thought I was drinking cranberry juice, but I really was drinking my mom's thing.
I wonder what the
alcohol content?
Yeah.
It can't be much. Because it really was a combination of cranberry juice and the grape wine. And I couldn't do too much of it because then you'd be like, hey, I don't remember using so much. Where's the wine going?
No, it has an 11%.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I never drank it straight. And as an adult, I would always tell myself, like,
it's considered to be a spiked grape juice.
Oh, there you go. And I was drinking with cranberry grape juice. So
Goodness gracious.
okay, that was just, to me, that was always exhilarating that here I'm drinking it in front of everybody and nobody knows that I'm.
So you were walking around the house drunk.
No. But
you hear that, Marmy?
I'm sure that I thought I was drinking more than I was because, again, like I said, I couldn't just pour the bottle. She would have noticed, but those are things that I did that I feel like are that was mischief.
Plot twist. Your mom knew what you were doing and she had an empty bottle of Manischewitz that she would just fill with grape juice.
So those are the things that I know that, I would categorize as mischief. But then there were other things that I feel that I've done that are bad, but it's things that I still do to this day, right? Like I feel like I poke my ear in a way that is very harmful for you. And yet it's something I've done since I was a kid.
How is that mischievous?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like that's mischief. It's just bad.
Oh, okay.
It's something bad that you do that you just stay with. And like I think about the way I have mistreated my ears, I should be deaf, I think. I should probably have had some blood from my ear come out by this point or something.
I feel like we all have all us 80s kids have some sort of deafness issues.
But not because you poked your ear.
No, but just because of the way things were.
I thought you were actually going to make it better by saying that us 80s kids did something that's probably bad, but I feel
all 80s kids did something that was bad. And 90s.
So let me tell you one thing that I would
2000s.
do. Okay. Whenever, okay, and I will say this, and my siblings can back me up on this. My mom was like, when they do, look, even my ears getting itchy just talking about it. You know how they in communist countries they give you rations. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, for food. She would ration out the Q-tips. Q-tips were not available for you just to go grab a Q-tip. You needed to request it. And then there was an inquisition as to why you needed the Q-tip. And then the usage of the Q-tip now becomes public knowledge. And I'm sorry, sometimes you just need a little private moment with the Q-tip and your ear. Yay or nay? True
Okay.
or false?
That's true.
Okay. One Q-tip. One Q-tip. And that's supposed to be enough, right? So I feel like as a kid, I always had like a little on my ear, right? And I needed, obviously, you're trying to find relief or whatever. And so maybe she spared me because maybe I was going a little bit too deep, but it just wasn't reaching what I needed, right? So I started learning how to roll napkins, right? Very hard, like they were stiff enough where you could poke. So here I'm poking. I would take my pencil while I'm doing schoolwork. I'd stick my pencil in my ear. While I would shower, I would try to put the water as hard as it would come out and fill my ear with water so that the feeling of the water going in would scratch my inside, right? And I imagined in my little child brain that it was just like I was just washing out a pot. Okay. Bro, from a kid to now, I've talked about how I use ear plugs to go to sleep. I still find myself poking my ear, because I can't
surprised.
reach sometimes it's just like,
I'm
so deep in there.
I'm surprised that you haven't bought that little camera thing that you put in your ear.
I don't think I want to. Oh, thank you. You just reminded me. My mom bought one of those little things that the doctor uses.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking into one of my siblings' ears and I was horrified. All I can tell you is that it reminded me of those caterpillars that you see in the spring, except it was brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I know what it looks like.
The thought that was in my ear. Okay. Oh my gosh,
Made
you
you dig
unlocked a memory for me right now. It was just horrible. So anytime I felt anything there, oh my gosh. So now, what have I ended up with tinnitus? I guess I had it coming to me, I guess, right? Because the things I've done, I'm just surprised that I'm not entirely deaf. I did go get my ears checked and they did say that there's slight.
And you're saying this
Slight.
with a smile on your face.
No, I'm
Like,
saying
look
because
at me. I'm cool. I screwed up my hearing.
no, but I'm saying like slight hearing loss. So I feel like at some point the piper's gonna come back and collect, right? But it's funny because I don't know. You tell me if I've mentioned this before, but I do have trouble hearing people a lot of times. Not because I can't hear you. It's because I don't understand what you said.
Yeah.
And so I have
that's a
to
big
say,
thing for me.
sorry, what was that?
That's a big thing for me.
What was that? Wait, no. I know. I'm using you as an example. And then they're like, they slow it down. And oh, thank you, bro. But I only asked twice. If I don't get it, you say it to me twice. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I wait to see, was that the correct response?
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, have you seen that I do this and I bend my ear
To listen?
to listen? Bro, when I was a kid, I used to
what was
do
that?
that. I used to do that because I realized that it would amplify the sound. And so even now, sometimes I do this.
What is it with us? We have an episode where we talk about this.
We do? Okay, see, I don't want to go back and but not a recorded
Way-
episode.
Way at the beginning.
But I'm saying it was an
Oh,
audio.
audio, yeah.
An audio episode. Bro, so.
Where we talked about the infomercials with the ear hearing things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All the gadgets that they used to make back then. But, another thing is that that was my mom with the Q-tips. But another thing that I don't know how I was going to ask you, teeth wise, okay, did your mom pull out your teeth or did you pull your own teeth out? Do you remember that at all?
I think when they were loose, I would take care of them. Like I always messed with them. I was always flicking them back and forth.
And then?
They would just pop out. I hated having loose teeth in my mouth. It bothered me so much that I'd be like.
So you know that my mom, I feel like my mom is a woman that is in a category all of her own, right? I do not have the backbone that she had. She's braver than I will ever be, okay? There's just things. She was always like, oh, a snake? Yeah, we'll just go pick it up with my hand, okay? Like, I like snakes. I wouldn't approach a snake with just like that either, you know? Lizards? Oh, here, lizard, you know? Oh my gosh. It was because of her that I found out which caterpillars you could touch and which ones you can't. You know the little yellow ones? Mm-hmm. You can let those crawl on you, but the black ones you can't. You know, so.
And there's green ones now.
Yeah, I don't think you can let those either.
Nope.
No.
Those are usually on the branches.
Yeah, okay. But she's unafraid. Spider, oh, here you go, out. Unbelievable, okay? So she would always be the one to pull out her teeth. And she would tell you, it's not ready yet. It's not. Keep moving it. Keep doing what you're doing.
You can tell them.
Bro, when our children were little and they got loose teeth, I can't tell you the horror that I felt in me. Like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do now? There's no way I'm pulling a tooth out.
But why did you need to pull a tooth out? You just let them fall out.
Exactly. That's what we did. In fact, there was one tooth that was so stubborn that no matter how much, this is on Nikki, no matter how much she moved it, she flicked it, she turned it, she did all this stuff, it would not come out. The other tooth started growing and her tooth is just sort of hanging and it's not falling out. We ended up having to take her to the dentist, remember? And they pulled it. There you go, out. Yeah. I could have done that at home. I couldn't because it wasn't my mom just grabbing it and pulling it. No, she'd tie a string. So when it was time, you would come to her and forget getting a quarter, $1. No, bro, it was free. That's it. You lose your teeth for free, okay? And she would grab a sewing string, tie it around. The moment you feel it tighten, you know it's time. And then she'd give a flick. Rarely did she ever have to go back in. Oh, the string came out. So when it was my turn, I was like, okay, I can do this, you know. And I was like, Mikey, open your mouth, you know, poor thing. And I was like, here, tying the string. And I would like tie the string. My hands are like shaking, right? And then the string just like comes right off the tooth. And I can't get it on. And then I would be like, okay. But my pull was scared. It wasn't a pull. Yeah. And then they're like, no.
Didn't I do one with the kids?
Who knows? Maybe.
I remember tying it to a door.
I remember Michael knocked one of Nikki's teeth out with a bear. Remember there was a bear with he hit her tooth with the bear's nose. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
They were doing it together. It was like, I'll help you. And then he like bopped her and her tooth fell out. But so
Nikki was unfortunate in her loss of teeth.
Yeah,
they were all like front and center.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yeah, she had that. But you know that the kids, they go to my mom for her to pull the teeth. Because it's so funny. I think Mel may be strong enough to tie a string and pull, but Leah said she can't. She's like, I get nauseous. I get sick. I don't want to know about it. Don't tell me. Go to Marmy's on your own. I don't want to be there for it. I wish she would have been able to pull the kids' teeth on their own. But, you know, Matthew swallowed one. I don't know if I told you that.
No.
You know, it got loose. He swallowed it, and it was like, oops, I lost a tooth. Okay.
It's a baby tooth.
But my last tooth, I don't know if you remember losing your last tooth. The last tooth I remember losing was on my 13th birthday.
So late.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think it was holding on for dear life.
Who knows, right? And I remember that it was, this might be a little TMI, but it was hanging on by something. I don't know what, there aren't any nerves on those teeth. So what
No.
are they hanging on by?
Skin.
Oh my God. I could pull, I could pull the tooth out, like right up to here. And it was hanging on
I
by
had one of
something.
those.
And
Where
then
it
I
would
would
hang
just
and it
put
would
it,
just kind of hanging back
and
behind
then
you.
I would just like place it back. It wasn't here, but I would just place it back. And it was just like me waiting for it to fall. And me trying to like give it a little, and it was like, it's not, it just wasn't coming out. So, you know,
You just needed to pull on that guy.
yeah. So terrible. But
Terrible.
yeah, I don't even know. See, it has been a smorgasbord. And I want to say there is an